Hey guys, we're in the kitchen today and we've got some beautiful wild food that we're going to utilize and cook a couple of recipes up. The first one is beautiful whitebait, New Zealand delicacy. Certainly a lot of whitebait fanatics out there that will have their own special recipe. I'm going to throw two options out there. And also Paua. So we've got some Paua here, and thanks to Damien Prattley who sent through a message with a beautiful Paua wonton recipe. So we're going to give that a crack. First time for me making Paua wontons. For me it's normally the go-to Paua fritters or cream Paua. So this is going to be certainly a bit of a change for me. We're going to mix and add some venison mince in there as well, just to give it a different dynamic. So Paua and venison wontons and a couple of tasty whitebait fritter recipes. Let's get stuck in. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to mince this Paua up. So I've just cut it into strips just to make it easier to put through the mincer. Now, if you don't have a mincer and you do quite a bit of hunting or diving or even fishing, get your hands on a good mincer. I've recently obtained, this has been a family heirloom, so for me it's been awesome just being able to mince up a bit of Paua, venison mince, so all the offcuts of your wild game, just being able to mince it up and have mince there as an alternative as well. So we're going to throw this Paua in. It gets a bit noisy, so yeah, get your hands on a little mincer. We used to have a little handheld mincer for years. Ended up upgrading to an electric one, and it's been absolutely awesome. So what we're going to do is, because the Paua and the mince, there's just quite a bit of moisture in it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab a good clump of it and just try and get a bit of the moisture out by just sort of patting it relatively dry. Because when you put it into the wonton paper, you don't want it to be all wet, and sort of that moisture will just make it not cook that well. So if you can dry out as much of it as possible. Now it gets real messy, but yeah, just trust us on this one. If you can get as much moisture out of the minced Paua as possible, then the better. So we've got two here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one with Paua and venison mince, and then just one with just Paua on its own. We're going to add some chopped capsicum and spring onion, and then just some lemon rind. You can add whatever you want to it and make it, you know, really your own sort of recipe. You could add some chili in there, red onion, whatever. So these are our wonton papers. I've never used them before and had to speak to a friend on where to source them from. So able to get them from the local Chinese market, and yeah, they come in massive packs in sheets, just very much like pastry, puff pastry, and yeah, you freeze them and just use them as you go. So you want to make sure that they're fully defrosted, and makes it a lot easier to work with as well. So if you are looking to make this recipe, head down to your local Chinese market, ask them for some wonton paper to really help you out. So we've got our wontons all prepped up, you know, rolling them and clipping them together. There's no sort of right or wrong way. So the bigger they are, the smaller they are, the more fancy they are, then you know, that's personal preference. But pretty rustic looking wontons, these ones. We're just going to drop them in. So yeah, we're just deep frying the wontons, and it's real important just to keep an eye on it and constantly rotate them in the oil so that it's not burning the wonton paper. And then obviously once you've got it to that nice golden brown look, just take them off and let them rest onto a paper towel just so that the oil can drip away. But yeah, these are looking real good actually. So second dish, whitebait fritters. Going to do two options. First option is just your classic whitebait, one egg that's been whisked in a little bit of flour, salt and pepper. Second one, which I've used quite a bit now, is separating the egg. So you've got 2 egg whites and 1 yolk. Whisk the egg white, fold the egg white into the whitebait, and then mix the egg yolk in and a bit of salt and pepper. So we're going to give 2 options a go. We're going to cook both options, and cameraman Rob might see which one's the best. Only way I reckon to have whitebait has to be white bread, has to be butter, straight out of the pan onto the bread, bit of salt and pepper, bit of squeezed lemon. Beautiful. Salt, squeeze a lemon, and just tuck in straight away. So good, so good. How good is that? So these are our whitebait. Doesn't take long at all. You can kind of tell the difference. Obviously just the egg white one is more of a pancake looking one. The one with a little bit of flour in there sort of looks like a bit more like a fritter, which is obviously what you're trying to achieve. But beautiful whitebait, real, tasty dishes here. Real simple. We've got your Paua wontons. You can mix it up with your flavors, add your vegetables or your spices and your whitebait. If you get your hands on your whitebait, try these recipes. I'm definitely in favor of the whisking of the egg white and then adding your 1 egg yolk in. It creates that sort of pancake effect, which I love with a whitebait fritter. So yeah, nothing more to do than to try it, and to accompany this beautiful crafty beer from Deep Creek. It's the Hazy IPA. We're going to wash both of these down with this beautiful crafty beer. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Wild Meat Hunter NZ in the kitchen. We certainly enjoy cooking it for you, and make sure you tag us in your recipes that you cook. Cheers guys, enjoy.